Greetings from a chilly Belgium. I think the winter has come early this year. Well, especially yesterday morning, I started making a video. It was pouring down with rain, and we had a little bit of a two-season day. And in the afternoon, all of a sudden, there's a little sun coming out, and there was a nice 21 degrees. Fantastic evening. Went for a nice walk in the neighborhood, and yeah, funny weather here in Belgium. And tonight, I am just going to talk about whiskey, and of course, do a little bit of a whiskey news. And I was quite excited the other day when I saw that Macallan is releasing a new series, a series called Color Series. Well, strange name, but when I did a little bit of digging and got some information on the releases, and it's going to be, of course, retail releases. Now, a lot of you know that I think I am the duty-free whiskey review king. I've done so many duty-free shops over the last 2 years. I'm planning another, well, 2, maybe 3 reviews in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for them. And of course, please remember to like, share and subscribe. That helps the channel grow, and of course all proceeds from AdSense go to children in South Africa. And of course I also have a Patreon account if you want to contribute that way to the kids. 100% will go to them. So Macallan, love them, hate them, or well, are you just one of those that don't care? And it's all about the nosing and tasting for you. Now, I am a little bit of a fanboy. Well, when it's in my price range, I just bought myself a little bit of Macallan. You can see at the back here, I do have a couple bottles available. This is the Macallan Gold Double Cask. Well, all nice. Love the shape of the bottle, like the presentation of the bottle, the simplicity of the bottle. What I don't like, of course, is the 40% ABV. I don't understand that. But anyway, that's not going to be a rant today. Well, maybe a little bit of a rant. But of course, we are here to talk about the color collection. Of course, I need to wet the whistle every now and again. So the Macallan Gold, it is just a lovely whiskey, but I'm not going to review it. Just maybe one sip. It's just an easy sipping whiskey, quite friendly on the nose and quite friendly on the taste. But of course, we have to go back to the collection. And if you like this little bit of a news cycle, what's happening around the world with whiskey, give it a like, a comment, and I will definitely keep on giving more information on the future. So the Macallan Color Collection series, they will have in this collection, they have a 12-year-old, then it will also have a 15-year-old, 18-year-old, 21-year-old and 30-year-old. And of course, retails or duty-free shops all over the world, well, I suspect that it's going to be hand-picked duty-free shop. It's not going to be the small little shop in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward. The release date is they only set in August. So I suspect on my next duty-free visit will probably be Schiphol Airport in Netherlands. So I will keep an eye out for that to see what the prices is going to be. Now, it's quite difficult to find some prices with regards to this whiskey. And I'm not 100% sure if the prices are going to be what I found on the internet, but I will talk a little bit on price a little bit later on when we talk about the individual releases from the 12 to 30-year-old whiskey. I'm just going to have a quick overview of the 5 whiskies, 12-year-old. So it is a 12-year-old. It is bottled at, yeah, you guessed it, 40% ABV. They do state it is natural color. Well, love them, hate them. I don't really respect a company that wants to be the superior company. They spend a lot on marketing. They spend a lot on packaging. They spend a lot on everything. But when it comes to the whiskey itself, I'm a little bit surprised that they still stick with that 40% ABV and still want to charge a premium for a 12-year-old. So if that's something, I know in some countries, I know in South Africa as well, also in the US, they bottle it normally at 43% ABV. Retail thing, I think they will stick probably to 40% everywhere. I'm not sure. Now, this is a collaboration with an artist. I've seen the artwork. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm not going to comment. Go look for yourself. Is it art? I'm well, in my eye, it is a little bit of a crazy mess. So I'm definitely not a fan of the artwork behind it. But of course, we are not drinking the artwork. It is matured in sherry seasoned casks, and what they say with a little bit of a European oak finish. In the description of this whiskey, they tell us that the oak casks used for Macallan Color Collection 12-year-old are seasoned with sherry wine from Jerez de la Frontera, Spain. The next one on the list is the 15-year-old, same as the 12-year-old, ex-bourbon maturation, and they finish off with a seasoned sherry cask from the same region of Spain, and with a little bit of an added bonus, they give you 43% ABV. Price-wise, you're looking at about €165. Now again, please don't quote me on it. I'm not sure if that is going to be the end price. That is with a little bit of research. They don't say a single thing about price on their own website. So expect to pay about $165, euros, pounds. I'm not sure. Going to be quite expensive. And then of course we have to look at the 18-year-old, $350 US dollars for a bottle. Well, quite expensive. Exactly the same maturation, American oak, and when they move to the sherry seasoned cask, 18 years old, natural color, of course, chill filtered to the inch of its life. And when I look at the notes that they are suggesting, they are talking about vanilla, sponge, milk, chocolate, orange, medium finish, imparting a sweet oak and orange. Now I take these notes with a pinch of salt. I think they get some poets or script writers to think about all these things that they can say about it. Not always correspond to my nose and taste. So you're going to have to figure that one out for yourself. And of course the 21-year-old, exactly the same thing, the ex-bourbon cask and then the sherry cask seasoned finish. And that is that for also 43% ABV. And price-wise, well, this is going to sting, €1,100 for a 21-year-old Macallan. Now, call me crazy, call me stupid. Well, I am a fanboy, but I'm definitely not going to pay €1,100 for a 21-year-old whiskey. I have quite a number of 21-year-old whiskies I've tasted over the years, and it's all fantastic. There's no way on this green earth that I am going to pay that for a bottle of whiskey. But of course, probably not meant for me. It's meant for that duty-free shopper that has way too much money in his pocket and is buying this. Well, I'm not even sure if it is going to be worth a collection. I don't even sure if it's going to be worth for the flippers. Well, maybe the flippers will make some money out of it. But for buy to drink, I am not sure. And I'm not convinced that it's, even if I have the money, I will spend that on a 21-year-old whiskey. Now, the 30-year-old, they are looking at $4,455 for the bottle. Nothing special about the bottle, nothing special about the box. It is a lot of money. Bottled at 43% ABV, natural color, and of course they are chill filtered. So that is the range of Macallan Colors collection. Love them, hate them. I think there's a lot of people that are disgusted with them. I've seen so many people talking online that they will not touch them anymore. They are sick and tired of this whiskey. Well, if I could pick up a bargain, I will definitely do that. This is one of my first love whiskeys. This whiskey that I could never buy or even find in South Africa for many years. Strangely enough, if you go to South Africa now and you go to one of these big departments like Macro, you will find them cheaper in South Africa than you can buy them in Europe or at the UK. Go figure, and you're going to get that extra 3%. Well, not always. So that is the little bit of a news on Macallan. Let me know in the comment, what do you think? Is Macallan that you'll be looking forward to go buying? Are you off to your nearest airport to see if you can get a bottle? Are you going to ask a friend that's traveling to pick you one up? I'd like to hear your comment. And then just a last quick news snippet. Glen is releasing a 70-year-old Glen Grant. And well, it's not the first time that a 70-year-old Glen Grant was released. Gordon MacPhail also released one as an independent bottler, and quite excited to see this one. Don't know the prices yet, and I can only imagine 70 years old in a cask. It's going to be a hell of a lot of money. Now, they also released a 60-year-old, and I think this is going to be their oldest expression that is distilled, matured, and bottled in the distillery. And it's called The Devotion. Of course, this is also a reference to Queen Elizabeth, 70-year-old reign. So I think it is something that I would love to taste, just to get a wee sample, a wee dram, just to see what 70-year-old whiskey tastes like. It was matured in ex-Oloroso sherry cask. It was filled in 1953. I was not even born yet. They filled the cask, they put it to rest, and voila, 70 years later, they are filling up a couple of bottles at 55.5% ABV. Now, that is how you do it. Cask strength, 55.5% ABV, 70 years old. My word, I can only imagine what came out of that wood after so many years. Now, definitely something that I will never see in my life. I would not even dare pick up a bottle like that. And of course, they made a big thing about the packaging, the display of this whiskey. I will see if I can find a nice photo that I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, that's, of course, there's only a couple of bottles, and the chances of ever seeing that in the wild is going to be impossible. Lucky person that buys them, I'm almost 100% 100% sure it will never be opened and maybe flipped a couple of times, and it will be the end of that. So that is my news for this cycle. I will be keeping an eye out for some nice news tidbits and snippets over the next week or two. And if you like, please share and subscribe, and I will keep the content going. So thank you very much for watching, and of course, have a great Macallan day. Cheers.